Hey there, it's Sean. I started to put together a new body for my YD2Z ready to run, and I wanted to do an overview of the install of the Scale Reflex Gorilla mounts. So here's what the actual part is that'll be installing. It's a Gorilla mounts, it's a premium stealth mount. It's magnetic. It comes with, as you can see, I went with purple, just kind of match the aesthetic of everything. We're going to install that. One thing you're going to want to have that I got as a backup, and just to kind of have in case I wanted to use the old ready to run body, was a second set of magnets, and that's going to turn out to help us a lot when we go to install the actual main set of magnets on this body. We're going to use them to help line everything up and get it all set. Along with that purple rear, there's also these two bullet fronts that are going to be actually installing right on the original front post of the car. We're going to cut those down to length where we need them, and then we'll have a little bit of adjustability inside of this actual housing. So another thing you're going to want to have is, I've seen 3M tape. This is the extreme mounting tape. This is really good stuff for ESCs, everything kind of like that. I've seen this used, so I'm going to try to use this. Just have some other tape on the side to help later in the process when we mount the full set of magnets on. We're going to use this on the outside of the body. And then you're also going to want to have a Sharpie or some sort of pen to help mark on the inside of the body. So that's kind of everything you need, plus your tools obviously to install. All right, I'm just going to get started on the rear. Let's start with the outside. Like so. Just off the original rear shock mount. Once we get to the front, we're going to remove the body pins that are holding these body mounts, or these little things on. Now here's the front. I need to pull these set screws out of these just a little bit to get everything working, so it'll slide on. Alright, there's the front. Okay, let's do a fitment test again, now that we have the little fronts on. I think I'm going to trim the fronts just a hair, just so I can get a little bit more, because I got plenty of room without touching when it does tuck up and in. Okay, that's trimmed down a little bit. Okay, I like the front end. I'm going to leave it for now when I mount it because it'll work for us. I'm going to try to pull out that spacer and see if I can get a little bit of a drop on the rear end, because the rear is still a little tall. Just going to grab a 2.0. We'll pull these out. Pull that spacer out. I'll have to get shorter screws so this isn't so jagged on the bottom edge if this fitment works. If not, we'll just switch it up and leave it there. Once again, pull the other side out. And we'll see how it fits now. It's gonna work pretty good. I have some cables in the way, but I think that is actually gonna work pretty well. So let's get to mounting the magnet. Once you have your fitment where you want it, that's when your second set of magnets is gonna come into play. It's just a backup set, kind of a full set for if you're gonna make a second body. You're not gonna end up using them completely. You're just using them for the install, and then you can actually use them on whatever you want after, or just keep them as a backup set. So you're gonna need that. You're also gonna need the tape. And then you're going to need the 3M double-sided tape. That's going to be the actual main tape that's going to go underneath your body to hold your main magnets on. And then last will be just your Sharpie or whatever pen you have that you can write on the back of the body with. So let's get into it with the placement of the magnets. This is where you're going to take the second set of magnets. Actually, I'm going to use both sets kind of. I'm going to use all 4 skinny ones out of it. I think that'll get us a little bit better placement. I got the last one over here in the background. So get your placement all set up where you want everything. And then on the outside, you're going to kind of find where that magnet wants to go. See it right here? Kind of just finds its way. I'll do the other one there. It's actually pretty even. It's not bad, so we'll leave that for now. I'm going to do the same with the rear. Once I find where it's lined up, set, and then do the same on the back side. Here and here. And then, this is where your tape comes in handy. You're going to take your tape, get a piece, and then tape it down. Tape all 4 of them down, right where they're at. Make sure you don't move them too much. If you do move them, just kind of let them recenter before you stick them. Okay. Now it's all taped down. We can actually, in theory, it's kind of got a magnet body already. You want just like that. It'll snap right back on. You can see. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that back off and we flip it over like so. Once you get it flipped over, you're going to take the other magnets you have left over from that second set. You're going to get them apart, and then we should be able to just find right on there. Sorry, it's a little bright, but it's going to click itself right to the outside magnet. And then what you're going to do is take your pen or your Sharpie. I'm going to try the small one. It should be a little bit tighter line and keep us a little closer. I'm going to come in and just outline that magnet, as you can see. So in theory, what you can do from here is you can do the same thing with all 4. Do the same thing with all 4 magnets around the whole car. And then you have a perfectly marked spot where you can use your 3M tape to stick it down. So I'm going to go through and do that around the whole car. You do need to remember the fronts are going to use the concaved magnets, and the rears are going to use the flat magnets that I actually used out here. So I'm just going to mark it with the concaved, and then go back through and actually stick the right magnets where they go. And you just make sure you do that right so you don't have to unstick anything. Okay, all the holes are marked. I'm going to pull all the magnets out. And then we'll get to the point where we start taping. You are going to want to clean the bottoms off with some rubbing alcohol of the magnets just to make sure any oils that are on them is off so you don't have any issues with getting them to stick and dry. Now, I'm going to pull the front magnets off too, off the top of the body. Okay. Take one of these magnets on some fresh stuff and stick it. Trim it. Oh my god, the thing's strong. Okay, we'll put that to the side. Let's press it down hard too. And we'll just keep going around and do the same thing with all 4. 2 of the concaved and then 2 flats. Now before I do these flat washers, I want to find what side sticks down. Okay, so it's going to be that side. So this will be the top, which means this will be the side that gets taped. Because these magnets all have a different direction. Just make sure you're aware of that. Alright, so I clean that. We're going to stick it. And we'll take this final one, we'll test it. Okay, have all our magnets done. And now we just need to trim the extra the extra tape around it, and we'll be able to start setting them into the car in their final location. All right, I grabbed some curved body scissors just to see how it works. That works perfect. Just do that to every magnet. Now we can stick them and then see how it works. Alright, so let's do the concave ones up front. Okay, we're going to peel this and we're going to place it onto the front, right into the circle that we drew with that outside. Try to center it as best you can. Get the flat washers on the back now. Press it on really good. One set. Now one thing I want to make sure I do on the front of this car is tighten those set screws into the plastic. Okay, now that those are set, we should be able to hopefully fit this body on. Let's see. There we go. Wow, that's actually pretty nice. That's extremely strong too. I can't believe it actually. Now obviously the nice thing is you can adjust the front bullets. Let's see if we pop this off. As you can see, those held pretty well. We'll have to see with longevity how long, you know, how they hold up to time and just abuse. It's honestly more so the paint you have to worry about. In my opinion, just peeling if you didn't do something right when you painted the body in the first place. So always keep that in mind. But yeah, that looks awesome too. This is what it looks like on the underside attached. Super clean. Like I said, this body is kind of a work in progress, so we'll obviously have to adjust some of the cuts on the wheel wells, stuff like that, but I'm actually really happy with how that turned out. I definitely hope this video helped you guys. If you were having a hard time finding anything, that kind of took you through the whole process. I know everything kind of seems hard to find stuff on. There's some great channels out there that are actually really helpful though, so keep looking around, keep finding people. Subscribe if you want. I would definitely appreciate it. Let me know if you have any questions, if you want to see any other videos. I'll keep working on stuff and keep trying to show you something new. So have a good day. Thanks.